Chapter 2 Integral Calculus. In 11th standard, we have learnt about differential calculus. There are two chapters involved in 11th standard. The first one is basics, the second one is application of differential calculus. We have learned many things in those chapters. Now, we are moving to integral. Actually, calculus contains two parts. One is differential calculus, another one is integral calculus. In differential calculus, we have learned many things, but some of the things will be listed here. The first one is cost function. A cost of a function is given by an equation. Then average cost function, that is revenue function and profit function. There are four functions I mentioned here. One is cost function, another one is average cost function, the third one is revenue function and profit function. Now, from cost to, how to find from cost to marginal cost? When we differentiate the cost function, d by dx of cost function will be equal to marginal cost function. Then average cost to marginal average cost, d by dx of average cost is equal to marginal average cost. Revenue function to marginal revenue. To find marginal revenue, differentiate revenue function, then we will get a marginal revenue function. Then profit to marginal profit, d by dx of profit function yields a marginal profit function. So, to get a marginal cost, marginal average cost, marginal revenue or marginal profit, we should differentiate the given respective functions. Cost, when differentiate cost function, we will get marginal cost. When differentiate average cost, we will get marginal average cost. When we differentiate revenue, we will get a marginal revenue. Then when we differentiate profit function, we will get a marginal profit function. Okay, we are differentiated now. Then how to reach its original function from the derived quantity? These are all derived functions. From these derived functions, how to reach the original function? That is the process of integral calculus. When we differentiate, we will get marginal cost. From marginal cost to reach cost, we should integrate these functions. So, the integral calculus is applicable here to retrieve the original function from the derived function. Now, the integral calculus consists of it is known as antiderivative. That is, we are approaching the original function from the derived quantity. So, this integral calculus is also known as antiderivative. So, calculus divides naturally into two parts, namely one differential calculus, another one is integral calculus. Differential calculus deals with the derivative of function and the integral calculus deals with the antiderivative of the derived function, that is finding a function when its rate of change or marginal function is known. So the integration is the technique to find the original function from the derived function. The function obtained is called the indefinite integral. The function obtained is called the indefinite integral. For example, when we integrate, use integration, this is the integral symbol, and then here apply the respective function, that is marginal cost function, that is integrand, and the respective if the marginal cost is in x, integrand is dx, and the marginal cost is as a function of t, then it will be dt. So when integrating this, we'll get one function, that is cost function, and this is not a original function. This is known as a indefinite integral. This is known as indefinite integral. So definite integral is the evaluation of the indefinite integral evaluation of the indefinite integral between some limits a to b, between some limits, is known as the definite integral. Definite integral means between a specified limit we are calculating that particular function is known as definite integral, and without limit we are calculating, that is known as indefinite integral. Okay, concept of integral is the reverse process of differentiation. Concept of integral is the reverse process of differentiation. For example, d by dx of cos x equal to derivative of cos x, that is equal to minus sin x. We have learned already. Just recollect the formulas I will give you. And now for example I have taken d by dx of cos x is equal to minus sin x. This is the derived function. Here the minus sin x is known as derived function, and the cos x is known as primitive function. Primitive function, that is called antiderivative function or integral function. This is derived quantity and this is antiderivative, that is a primitive function. Now a function capital F of x is said to be a primitive function, is said to be primitive. A function capital F of x is said to be primitive function of the derived function f of x, of derived function f of x, of derived function f of x, which is primitive. Here cos x is primitive, this is derived function. So capital F of x is primitive, that means the cos x is primitive, and then the derived function f of x is known as derived function is f of x, that is minus sin x is f of x. Here then d by dx of f of x, d by dx of capital F of x will be equal to small f of x. D by dx of capital F of x will be equal to small f of x. This is the definition. Here some of the examples to approach the integral calculus. Find the derivative of all these primitive functions. What are the primitive functions? Here x power 4 plus 5 is primitive, and x power 4 plus 100 is primitive, x cube plus e is primitive function, sin x plus e power 5 are primitive. Now what are its derivatives? Its derivative is by using derivative of x power n, derivative of x power n, d by dx of x power n equal to n into x power n minus 1. Derivative of any constant is equal to 0. So differentiation of this one is 4x cube plus 0, that is equal to 4x cube only, 4x cube. Then derivative of this function, second one, x power 4 plus 100 is equal to, that also 4x cube plus 0, because constant becomes 0. Then here x cube plus e 3x square plus e power 1 is also a constant, that is also 0. Then here differentiating sin x plus e power 5, sin x become cos x, derivative of sin x cos x, then e power 5 is constant quantity, that is also becomes 0. Look at the primitive functions, x power 4 plus 5, but its derivative 4x cube. Then x power 4 plus 100, its derivative 4x cube. X cube plus e, its derivative 3x square. Sin x plus e power 5 equal to cos x. So these are all primitive functions. These are all known as its derived functions. They are derived functions. Now, which indicates that the primitive functions are need not to be unique, even though the derived functions is unique. Look at these two. The derived functions are equal, but the primitive functions need not be equal. So, which indicates that the primitive functions are need not be unique, even though the derived functions is unique. So we can come to a conclusion that that x power 4 plus 5 is the primitive function and the derived function is 4x cube. So, and x power 4 plus 100 equal to 4x cube. So, the derived function for x power 4 plus 5 and x power 4 plus 100 are equal here, 4x cube. So, we can conclude in this case the x power 4 plus c is the primitive function of the derived function 4x cube. X power 4, these two constants are taken as c. X power 4 plus c is, and here also this is also taken as constant, this is also taken as constant. So x power 4 plus 5 we can take x power 4 plus c. X power 4 plus 100 we can take x power 4 plus c. But both primitive, both derived functions are 4x cube. Both for both the functions its derived function is 4x cube. So the total constant is generally taken as c. The constant values are generally taken as c. Now look at here. These are all different functions, but their derivatives are equal. Their derivatives are equal. These are all primitives. They are all derived quantities. So the derived functions are equal, but the primitive functions are different. So, therefore, for every derived function, there are infinitely many primitives by choosing the constant. There are infinitely many primitive functions by choosing the arbitrary constant. If I give 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 till infinity, will get different functions. But for all those things, the derived quantity is unique. Therefore, for every derived function, there are infinitely many primitive functions by choosing the constant c. That constant is arbitrary. It may be any number from the set of real number r. So we call these integrals as indefinite integrals. These type of integrals are known as indefinite integrals. The constant is not a particular value. So, in general, d by dx of primitive function equal to derived function small f of x. The derived function is taken as small f of x. The primitive function is taken as capital F of x, which implies when integrating, now f of x differentiated, we will get a small f of x. This is primitive, this is derived. When integrating the derived quantity, we will get the primitive function with some unknown constant, because that constant is different for every problem. That is taken as c here. Therefore, which implies now integral of the derived function f of x dx. This is according to the variable applied in the function. Each is equal to cap r, you can cross multiply it. d of f of x is equal to f of x dx, and then integrating on both sides, integral f of x dx is equal to capital F of x. This is the primitive function, and then there is a constant involved in it. We can apply that constant as c here. So d by dx of the primitive function is derived function small f of x. The integral of the derived function is the primitive function. That is the concept of integral here, where c is known as constant of integration. C is known as constant of integration. There is a constant in it. So how to find that constant? If we need such a constant, we need 2 points lie on the 1 or 2 points according to the problem. We need the points on the given curve. We will find out the value of c. If the points given on the curve, we will find that required constant of integration c. Some note here. If capital F of x and g of x have same derived function, these are two primitive functions, they have same derived function, f of x and g of x differ by constant term only, because x power 4 plus 5 yield 4x cube derivative. X power 4 minus 5 by 3 is also yields 4x cube as derivative. So this is f of x, this function is f of x, this function is g of x. Both of its derivatives are equal, then they are differ only by constant. That is the first note. The second one, this integral f of x dx is known as indefinite integral, because we are not working between any of the limits. So this is indefinitely approaching the values. Therefore, f of x is known as indefinite integral. F of x dx integral f of x dx is known as indefinite integral. The symbol elongated s, the symbol elongated s is known as the summation, is the sign of integration. This is the sign of integration. This is sign of integration. This f of x is known as function to be integrated. The function which is to be integrated is denoting this f of x. Suppose integrate f of x is equal to e power x is given. We should substitute this f of x is equal to e power x in this place. So integral e power x. Here the variable s is x, so we should place here dx. So this is a method of indefinite integral. So this f of x is a function to be integrated. This is known as integral symbol, sign of integration. And then f of x, integral f of x dx is called the integrand. F of x, this f of x in the integral is known as the integral. That is a function to be integrated. The term integration means process of finding the integral. The term integration means process of finding the integral. Then the term constant of integration means any real number c. When we evaluate, we will get a constant term c. That is known as the term constant of integration means any real number c considered as a constant function. There are two properties used here. They are, first one, integral k into f of x dx is equal to k into integral f of x dx. When the constant appears in the product with product in the function, we can remove the constant and then we can only differentiate the function. For example, integral 5x power 4 dx, which is equal to 5 into integral x power 4 dx. Further we can integrate by using the integral formula, we will get the answer. If constant appears in the product, we can remove the constant in the front, keep the constant in the front, we can eliminate the function only. That is the first property. And the second property, the function f of integral f of x plus or minus g of x dx is equal to the function combined with the addition or subtraction. We can separate the function and we can integrate. For example, integral sin x plus cos x dx. There are two functions involved. One is f of x sin x, another one is g of x. We can split into two different functions and then we can integrate. Integral sin x dx plus or minus integral cos x dx. That is, if it is given in plus, we can substitute here plus, or if it is given minus, we can apply minus. So sin x plus or minus cos x given means sin x plus cos x dx means sin x dx plus cos x dx, integral cos x dx. Suppose if it is given sin x minus cos x dx, which is equal to integral sin x dx minus integral cos x dx, we can work any of the way, or directly we can integrate by using the formulas. It will not affect your answers. There are four principal types, principal methods are used to integrate. The first one, integration by decomposition. Decomposition means a given function split into two or more functions. Then after we can apply integral, that is integration by decomposition. Integration by parts, that is using the formula integral UdV. Integral UdV, integration by parts method. We have specific method and specific ideas to integrate in that. Then integration by substitution. instead big formulas, a trigonometry formula, we can instead of function we can substitute different variables for that. We can easily then integrate. Those type of integral is known as integration by substitution. Substitution to a function or substitution by a variable to some another variable. This type of integration is known as integration by substitution. The fourth case is not to us, it will be discussed in higher classes. So we are focusing here only these three type of cases. One is integration by decomposition, given function split into two or more functions and then integrating, that is integrated by decomposition. The integration by parts, we have some specific method by using integral UDV, and then integration by substitution, in that case substituting of equivalent trigonometry formula or substituting the variables or substituting a variable to a function, variable to a variable. Those type of integration here applied. Exercise 2.1, question number 1. Root of 3x plus 5. Integrate with respect to x. The given function is root of 3x plus 5. There are two formulas used in this exercise. The first one is x power n dx. Integral x power n dx is equal to x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c. These are derived result. These are directly obtained by using some formulas, some steps. Now they have given us formulas. So you should memorize these type of formulas. Okay. Now x power n dx is equal to integral x power n dx is equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. And we will approach in different way also. In the further chapters we will in detail we will see. Now here I have given the enough ideas to work out the exercise problems, so that I am continuing the exercise here. So integral x power n dx is equal to, that is the first formula, x power n dx, x power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c, where n is not equal to minus 1. And another one, ax plus b whole power n dx is equal to ax plus b whole power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c, when n not equal to minus 1. Both the cases n is not equal to minus 1. For example, I am giving you here x power 5 dx equal to, this means x to the power, n is 5 here, n plus 1 divided by n plus 1, 5 plus 1 divided by 5 plus 1 plus c, that is equal to x power 6 by 6 plus c. That is the integral. This is a primitive, this is a derivative function. Now the respective primitive function of the derivative function is x power 6 plus x power 6 by 6 plus c. And now I am taking 5x power 4 dx. Here applying the property, the 5 is constant, we can take out 5 into integral x power 4 dx. Here 5 into n has 4, so x power n plus 1 5 divided by n plus 1 5 plus c. We can eliminate these two, that is equal to x power 5 plus c is the required answer. So x power 5 means x power 6 by 6. If 5x power 4 means we can keep the constant out, then integrate the remaining function by using the formula x power n dx. Here x power 4 means x power 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1, x power 5 by 5, and we have one more constant here, we can cancel. X power 5 plus c is the answer. Similar to that, approach this problem. Here integral dx, this is the function only given here, so you should when integrate, apply this integral symbol and respective derivative according to variable dx. If t is given, apply dt. If theta is appeared, you apply d theta, integral d theta. So this is a respective function want to integrate. So here we have for power x power n. Here no power is given, but a square root is given. We can convert the square root as 1 by 2. This means 3x plus 5 whole power 1 by 2 dx. Both are equal quantity. Okay. Now look at the second formula. This is in the form of ax plus b whole power n dx. So apply the respective formula here. That is equal to ax plus b, 3x plus 5 whole power n plus 1, 1 by 2 plus 1 divided by 1 by 2 plus 1 into the constant a also multiplied here into 3. Because in the formula, if we have coefficient of x is other than 1, we should multiply in the denominator the same constant. So in the formula also we have ax plus b whole power n dx is equal to ax plus b whole power n plus 1 by n plus 1 into a plus c will be applied. Okay. The second formula ax plus b whole power n dx is equal to ax plus b whole power n plus 1 by n plus 1 into a. If the coefficient of x is other than 1, you should multiply that constant by with the denominator. So 3x plus 5 whole power half, converting this square root as 1 by 2, 3x plus 5 whole power 1 by 2. Now integrating, we have 3x plus 5 whole power 1 by 2 plus 1 divided by 1 by 2 plus 1. Ax plus b whole power n plus 1 by n plus 1 into a means the 3 will be multiplied plus the constant of integration c. Simplifying this, 3x plus 5 whole power 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2 into 3 plus c, which is equal to, now this is 9 by 2, to the numerator it is 2 by 9, 3x plus 5 whole power 3 by 2 plus c is the integral value of root of 3x plus 5.